multi-tapped.
Son of a bitch!
What's up? Wes here. Thanks a lot for tuning in to my 1500 subscribers special. Now, first of all, I want to thank everyone that has subscribed to my channel, everyone that has watched my videos, everyone that has either liked or disliked my videos, and of course, everyone that has commented on them. It means a lot to me. I have a ton of fun making these videos. It is a blast. I love it. And it is really awesome that there's people out there who actually appreciate it and like to watch my shit. That's pretty cool. So, thank you. Now, if you were around for my 500 subscriber special, then you know that I tried something different where I attempted to review 10 games in 5 minutes. Now, I didn't make it. I went over the 5-minute mark, so I said that I would try it again. Well, 1,500 subscribers, I'm gonna give it another shot. So, let's see if I can do it this time. Can I cover 10 games in 5 minutes? Let's see.
On your mark, get set.
Remember those cool as hell muscle toys that came from Japan in the mid-80s? Millions of small creatures lurking everywhere? How cool would it be if these tiny little Keshi figures were adapted into a Nintendo game? Not very, because in '86, Bandai plopped this stinker of a tag team wrestling game into the lap of America. The graphics are mediocre at best, with the characters kind of resembling their action figure / manga counterparts. The attacks and grapples are generic, and the matches can get one-sided once you or your opponents grab a power-up, which allows you to perform finishers. While the toys were pretty sweet, Bandai conned kids into asking for this game for birthdays and or holidays, and were basically grounded as a result. There are wrestling games out there a lot more fun than this one.
Oh yeah! What do you get when you combine wrestling with Mortal Kombat and NBA Jam? One hell of an arcade experience, brother! With WWF WrestleMania the arcade game! With ridiculous over-the-top moves, tongue-in-cheek animations, and a noodle-armed roster of 8 wrestlers with surprisingly only 3 of them dead today, Midway does what they do best here, offering a quick-paced arcade affair that resembles a fighting game more than a wrestling one. Using digitized graphics, the wrestlers all have lifelike character sprites, and hell, even the fat and lazy beer-bellied sharecroppers in the stands look real. Vince McMahon and Jerry Lawler offer commentary, and with different modes to play, handicap matches, and the ability to nail Shawn Michaels in the face with stiff blows, there's no reason to go kayfabe here, as it's every man for himself. This game is 5 to 10 minutes of non-stop fun. What you gonna do when WWF WrestleMania the arcade game runs wild on you?
Rock and Rope is a 1983 classic Konami arcade game where you have to navigate a rope-climbing archaeologist up a mountain loaded with obstacles in order to capture a long sought-after phoenix. Creationism be damned, as this game is peppered with feral cavemen and ravenous dinosaurs, with your only defense being your trusty and reliable flashlight. Sure as hell beats a whip. With prehistoric goons running rampant, shaking you off of your rope, plunging you to your doom, Rock and Rope is a hell of a challenging game with no jump option whatsoever. Kind of like Bionic Commando meets Land of the Lost. Rock that rope, baby. You know what other arcade was released in 1983? Dragon's Lair. Now we all love QuickTime events, right? Well, how about a game that is nothing but them? Dragon's Lair boasts former Disney animator Don Bluth's animation skills by taking on the role of Dirk Diggler, Dirk the Daring, by traversing an enormous castle filled with traps and baddies to rescue his beloved Princess Daphne. Being able to actually play a cartoon as a kid was a hell of a thrill, even if the game was damn near impossible to get anywhere. Dragon's Lair used Laserdisc technology and was light years ahead of its time, even if it meant sacrificing halfway decent gameplay. But the game is a marvel, and you owe it to yourself to at least try this one out just for history's sake, and it is currently available on several platforms. Another game that was ahead of its time is Atari's Hard Drive and a racing simulator. This here is the Sega Genesis version, and my god, will you look at that? It doesn't get any more real than this in 1991. It's like you're really driving. White knuckle maneuvering, tight turns, phantom crashes, and vertigo-inducing loops? Damn straight, but the best part will always be hitting the cow. Now don't drink and drive, instead get high and shoot. Bust out the molly and whip out your glow sticks. Robotron 64 is an updated polygon version of the classic twin-stick shooter Robotron 2084 and utilizes the C buttons like Smash TV did for the Super Nintendo, or go in double fisting. While the graphics are pretty average, it's the hectic mayhem and gameplay that sucks you in, with enemies surrounding you from every angle, all of the while attacking innocent families who are unfortunately being hunted by these nefarious Robotrons. While the soundtrack is an invitation to ingest hallucinogenic substances, you seriously wouldn't last 2 minutes if you dropped acid to this shooter, as the colors and visuals paint themselves constantly across the screen. Doesn't mean you can't get hooked though, because Robotron 64 is a totally addictive experience. House of the Dead 3 is a light gun game by Sega and continues the tradition of zombie annihilation. Who doesn't love shooting zombies, right? Agent G returns, this time with 19-year-old noob Lisa Rogan, to traverse a post-apocalyptic setting, blasting undead lame brains back to hell. The third installment in the series returns to form with shotgun in hand and an auto-reload feature that is a welcome addition to the franchise. The game is littered with grotesque monstrosities and bosses and replaces the civilian rescue feature, which is a staple within the franchise, with partner assistance instead. I mean, civilization has been reduced to a handful of survivors amidst a deluge of reanimated corpses after all. A short affair but a ton of fun, House of the Dead 3 should satisfy anyone with an itchy trigger finger. Dig Dug 2 Trouble in Paradise is a sequel to Namco's original arcade hit, drastically changing the formula of the original game. Instead of digging in this one, Taizo Hori finds himself stranded on small desolate islands, armed with his prominent penis pump, and now equipped with a jackhammer used to dismantle these tiny isles, sending baddies to a watery grave. Hookahs and Frygars return in this really fun sequel, and destroying islands inhabited with these baddies result in bonus points and fruit. And of course, eggplants. Gotta love eggplants. But be careful, as Hori is also susceptible to drowning if he happens to fall in with the crumbling earth as well. But hey, it's a gamble. Even video game heroes need a vacation in paradise. Do you like roller derby, beat-em-ups, and just plain old Japanese goofiness? Then DJ Boy may be right up your alley. Donald J. Boy is a skating fighter who enters an ultimate fighting race against the Dark Knights gang who, just to throw in some cliches for good measure, also kidnaps DJ's girlfriend. The game differs from traditional beat-em-ups as you are constantly on roller skates with the screen scrolling automatically through the majority of the game. Enemies drop coins which can be exchanged for invaluable power-ups in between stages, which is essential to winning because this game is tough. You only have one life and zero continues, so spend your money wisely. With a crazy atmosphere, outrageous bosses including a pink Big Mama and a nerdy Chippendale stripper making up for a lonely life, DJ Boy is definitely a departure from what we've grown accustomed to in the brawler genre. Of course, you can always stick with traditional beat-em-ups too with games like Rival Turf. After the highly influential Final Fight, it wasn't uncommon for games to ape its formula, and a myriad of clones came to fruition afterwards. Rival Turf at first seems just like another Final Fight copycat, but it's actually pretty fun. The two-player simultaneous play, which I was unable to get footage of unfortunately, offered SNES players what Final Fight couldn't. And with threatening protagonist Jack Flack and a big bear dressed in weird S&M gear, Uzi Nelson, clever, you can drop thugs like toddlers at the park. And the cover art sells itself, with a couple of hard-nosed hoods ready to induce nightmare-like fears into unsuspecting players. Yeah, please. These are the types of guys that you sodomize just to show them who's boss. And you'll need plenty of grit and toughness to be the boss of this game. Damn, I did even worse than last time. This is really hard. It is really tough to squeeze in 10 games in 5 minutes. I mean, that pretty much averages out to about 30 seconds a game. Which means I need to knock off probably at least 10 seconds off of each game if I'm going to try this again. Which I will, because damn it, I'm going to do it. I will do it. Anyway, thanks a lot for sticking around and watching this video. This was a lot of fun to make. I really like challenging myself. So I will attempt to cover the 10 games in 5 minutes at a later date. Who knows when. But damn it, like I said, I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. So thanks a lot for everyone watching this video. I also have a list of personal thank yous for people that have personally helped me out with this channel, helped me out achieving my goals here. And I appreciate every last one of you. So I'm going to list you down below. If I forgot you, then I'm sorry, I apologize, but I'll try my best not to forget anyone. But stick around if you want to see your name on the list at the end. But until next time, I will catch you all later.